Well, hello everybody. It is Saturday. Welcome to the channel, the SoCalSabre here. And we are going to find out what were the sounds I listened to coming from the vinyl and CDs this week. Well, it was a pretty good week, I think. Well, I'll leave that determination up to you. Before we get started, though, if you haven't done so yet, please go down there and hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Help the channel grow some more. Appreciate all subscribers, new and old. Well, the first thing we got to look at today, or this week, was a 1971 album that I picked up through Whatnot. It was in pretty good shape. It was by Alice Cooper. And it is Love It to Death. It's played pretty well. It does have I'm 18 on it. A lot of songs that I didn't know, but maybe I wasn't in the Alice Cooper in 1971. Where was I in 71? Oh, I was 71. I was in my second year in Korea. So we were kind of subjected to what they played, the DJs played in the clubs. Not a lot of modern music on AFN radio, Armed Forces Radio. It is a gatefold, with just looking like Alice here. I'm not sure if it had, I don't remember if it had a sleeve with it or not, but we'll take a look. No, no sleeve. Love It to Death with his third studio album, and this is the UK version. It was the band's first successful commercial album, and the first band that consolidated the band's aggressive hard rocking sound instead of the psychedelic and experimental rock of the first two albums. The single 18 achieved top 40 success, and as you can tell, I'm reading my notes. And it come on a nice Warner Brothers record green label. Somebody says, you're touching them. I'm not touching them. I don't touch them. See, I just hold it in the sides. Somebody asked me if I was touching them. Yeah, they had a second hit on this album called Love It to Death, reached number 2 on the Billboard 200 charts. So that was a pretty good album. And it was in really nice shape for as old as it was. That was Love It to Death by Alice Cooper. What'd you guys think of that one? You guys like Alice Cooper? Apparently, from my watching the channel, you probably know that I do. Then, what we got, as I think I've told people before, that I belong to the Amazon Record Club. In about every 6 to 8 weeks, they send me an album from the 60s and 70s. If I already have it, I can go in there and bing and cancel the order. And I've done that several times. But this month, I was surprised I didn't have this. And, I might have it somewhere and don't have it logged. That would have been the problem. But anyway, this was Steve Miller's. The Steve Miller Band. Greatest Hits. 1974 to 1980. This is really good stuff. This is a 2008 reissue of the 1978 album. And it reached the top 20 in the U.S. and 2 U.S. charts. Good stuff. Jungle Love, Take the Money and Run. Wintertime, Wild Mountain Honey, Dance Dance, Jet Airliner, Threshold, Fly Like an Eagle, The Joker. Great stuff on this album. I think I told you this before. You would see the barcode. They only started putting these on any albums made in 1980 and after. And we got a pretty nice insert in here. So we get this side here. And on the back. Nice stuff, good stuff. And it came on a plain black album. Let's say plain black, in the old days that's all they ever wore was black. It's a pretty cool looking label on it though. Saw these. Saw the Steve Miller Band live at the Greek Theater in L.A. Really, really good show. Very entertaining. Not only the music, but the musicians that he had with them, and did a great job. So that was Steve Miller Band, the greatest hits from 1974 to 1978. So that was two good ones in a row. Now I got one that surprised me. This came in the Whatnot collection, or Whatnot, in the mixture of things. It's got a sticker on it. It says it was a Walmart special. And it is Black Sabbath. We sold our soul for rock and roll. This is the 2021 reissue of the 1976 release. It's a two LPs on green translucent vinyl, which is pretty cool looking, which I'll show you in a couple of minutes. And they had some problems with this one because this was authorized without the band's awareness by their previous manager, Patrick Meehan. And the band would make no money whatsoever from the release compilation of their first four albums mostly. You know, I don't have a lot of Black Sabbath in my collection, and I was thinking about adding more, and this surprised me that this was like a compilation of their first four albums or six albums, and it's got some really good stuff in here. So I don't know if that will be the extent of me adding onto the collection or not, but this was a good pickup. I am really surprised, as you can see, the cover and everything is in really good shape. So we got on the inside here, I don't remember what this is all about, but it's a picture of somebody laying in a coffin with a cross. I looked it up, but I don't remember what I read. So that's kind of crazy, isn't it? And then there was no what do you call it, sleeves with them, but I wanted to show this to you anyway. See, it had the hype sticker with it, Walmart special. And here we go. This was a pretty neat looking album. There you can see the green today. Nice green translucent. 2 LP. Got this through Whatnot. Sometimes you hit it really good. I've only hit a couple bummers. I won't call them bummers. A couple disappointments. One of them I'll be talking about today. But that was the 2 LP set. We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll by Black Sabbath, the 2021 reissue of the 1976 release. Really was happy about that one. I'm really glad to have that into my collection. Now the next thing I picked up, remember when I did the Aqua Lung when I had a problem with it. Now this one came in the same Jethro Tull 2-fer or 3-fer. I think it was a 3-fer. Because the one of them was okay. And I'm having a heck of a time getting the sleeve off of this one. Let's protect the sleeve that I put on there. No, it was on there when it came. All right, come on. Wow, there it goes. Okay, this is Thick as a Brick. This was in 1972, and it only has 2 tracks on it. One side, the same song on both sides, but it's a continuation. It's split over 2 prog. It's prog all the way. It's their 5th studio album, Thick as a Brick, and some people consider it, and critics, to be the first Jethro Tull release to entirely consist of prog rock music. It received mixed reviews upon its release, but was a commercial success and topped various charts in 1972. As you can see, they got they picked the theme of like a newspaper. And then this was pretty cool. Then the newspaper opens up even more. More. Pretty neat, huh? That's a nice thing to have. And I'll probably keep it in my collection just for that. Because I won't be keeping it in the collection for the sound. It was very, very popular. Same. The 3 for it came, probably came from the same previous owner. And the one was good, but Aqualung in this one, I had to identify as, I liked the music on it. That's why I had to identify it as, I need to upgrade it. Okay, as you can see, it comes in a nice orange label. See the title on that song? Thick as a Brick. Flip it over. Thick as a Brick. Just a continuation of the same song on both sides. So a little disappointed in the popping and that. Not disappointed in the music. And I like the cover with the theme with the newspapers and everything. So that was Thick as a Brick from Jethro Tull in 1972. And then, my friends, I went to my CDs like I've been doing, and that one shelf in there. I'm almost done with that shelf, and then I'll decide how I'm going to do the CVs, because I got like 600, 700 more. Because I didn't remember what's on this shelf. And the first one I picked up was El Camino by the Black Keys. Now, just recently, if you remember, if you watched it, I had picked up a recent LP by the Black Keys, and I didn't think I had anything else by them, but apparently I did, because this is El Camino, and this was the Black Keys in 2011. It was their 7th studio album. So why I didn't know about them more, and this album, draws on what the popularity of the 50s and the 70s, such as, rock and roll and glam rock and rockabilly and, surf rock and soul. It's pretty good. I really enjoyed this, because of its variety of things in there. Reached number 2 in the U.S. and number 6 in the U.K. So a lot of other people beside me liked it. Was the other one, the LP was titled The Ohio Players. If you've been watching, you remember I did that wasn't too many weeks ago that I did that one. Probably last month sometime. And there is the nice little digipack. That's all there is to it. Okay, then it's not my last watch, my last CD, second CD of the week was Lightning Bolt by Pearl Jam. Now, I don't think I was a very big Pearl Jam fan until I started looking at my collection. And I've got, 5, 6 different things by Pearl Jam in there. And this one here, I'm not a real big fan of this album. For some reason, I don't know if the way it was orchestrated, the way it was played, the way it sounded, because I didn't think of this very often. To me, it kind of sounded to me like something that the Dave Matthews Band would put out. And I'm not a big Dave Matthews fan. If I've got anything in my collection, it's very limited. But anyway, this was a nice product. See, show you the back. Shows you all the tracks on the back. And then inside, quite a few pages of text and graphics and so forth. Trying to get it open so I can at least show you a little bit of it. Okay, let's just open it up to one page. They got kind of like different type of graphics on every page. Lots of text. Looks like they got one of those full pages for every performer in the group, maybe. Anyway, it goes on and on and on, all the way to the end. Then then it does credits. Like I said, it reminded me of Dave Matthews Band. I think that's what kind of turned me off to the CD. Replayability for me is probably low now. Whereas that Black Keys one, I'd play that again today if I had the time. All right, so that was the CDs for this week. And the last thing I listened to, what I've been doing lately, is an album was already in my collection for a long time. And this one was number 17. I must have had them on order down when I pulled them out because I thought the last one was 19. But anyway, this was Piano Man by Billy Joel. This is a repress. This is a 1980 repress of the 1973 album, which was his second studio album, and really helped his career get off to a good start. This album came from, he had some legal difficulties with Billy's former label, Family Productions, and ultimately became his first breakthrough album. Then we did have a sleeve with it, just a plain black sleeve with the tracks on it. Rock and roll fans, how can you not remember the song Piano Man? That's kind of like my life story. If they're, the Ballad of Billy the Kid. We got Captain Jack as the closer. What a good song that is too. Really, really good album. And it's in pretty good shape for being a 1980 repress. That makes it 44 years old. All right. It's on a nice label, red, Columbia. In pretty good shape. So that was the 1980 repress of Piano Man by Billy Joel. So that was it for the week. A good listening week for me. A couple little disappointments, but nothing to get upset about. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. This is SoCalsabre saying thank you for stopping by. Take care of yourselves out there. Be kind to each other.